You're always your biggest enemy. Your mind can always tell you one thing, and you don't even have control of it if you let it. I think that's why I try to take things into my own hands and to prove everyone wrong. Had a love for games, you know, as I was growing up. My dad would take me to these gaming events where they'd show off these new games.
Good morning, insomnia!
You know, they even have like these professional players. I remember looking into the big arena and I was like, oh man, one day I want to be there. Once I grew up, I actually managed to go to one of these events. My dad took me there as well. Played in a small tournament with my friends. It's like a very specific and special moment because it's like we knew that it's something I wanted and it's something that me and my dad shared.
And we have our new champions, London Esports.
Then towards the end of my CS journey, I was part of a team called Fish123. Once we heard that Valorant was coming out, we heard it was a new game from Riot. We knew it was going to be something huge. Started playing and playing.
That shock dart, that'll actually take out the diffuser. There's one right around the corner and the shotgun is perfect.
We were the highest earning team in the beta in all of the world.
Very mechanically gifted player at the start of Valorant that really helped propel him above others.
Holy hell, what have they been feeding this guy? He's ate his Weetabix this morning and he is opting off against Prodigy.
We have a bunch of offers and then we were deciding which one to pick.
Every day I was asking for news, for any updates.
At the end, all of a sudden, Liquid was one of the options. I was like, surely not, there's no way.
We was over the moon. We was so happy, so relieved.
This is gonna be a wild one.
What?
Let's go, man! Let's go, Dom!
It's not gonna stop ball! Soulcas has to put his body on the line.
I think I didn't expect what would come with signing with Liquid. I only just thought about the positives.
There's just some natural pressure that comes with joining one of the legacy orgs in esports, right?
The pressure was enormous.
I think back then I was a bit more of like a shy, reserved person. I preferred to keep under the radar. Joining an organization like this, you kind of have to be a bit more out there. Starting to make these content pieces feels like abnormal for me to do. Towards First Strike, Riot's first big event that they had, I remember I had a really bad game.
It's bang on the money, Soulcas. I mean, you can't catch a break. Yeah.
I had like a bunch of criticism online. There was this whole kind of situation that happened with me and Yinsu and like some of the casters.
If they get knocked out in this tournament, there will be roster changes.
Are you saying that if they lose today, they have to kick Soulcas? Because that's what I'm hearing.
The pressure from the community on certain forums was really heavy and really singling out individual performances.
So then this whole kind of overwhelming feeling just came like crashing down on me. All these opinions, I was getting labeled as many different names and stuff.
You better toughen up. I don't think you're ready for the FPS big time if you can't cope with someone telling you are dog shit.
I even saw like a bunch of death threats. It went into like the 30s and 40s. It's one thing just to look at it on the outside, but then it's another thing to actually experience it. I think it literally like broke me, like that moment. Felt like that was it, you know? It's just something that's too much for me.
So you just tried to steer them away from socials and forums and stuff like that, especially after a bad game?
It was very tough during that time. It was trying to figure out how I can even crawl out of this void. Like this kind of black hole just like sucking you in, like all this negativity was surrounding you. And you're almost starting to become the negativity itself. That's all you started thinking of.
We were always trying to be at the forefront of the meta, trying to really think outside the box with putting people on different agents, pushing players outside of their comfort zone. Around this time, let's say the experimenting wasn't always going as we wanted. And at this time, we had a couple of players that could potentially be replaced. There was Echoes, there was Dom.
When I was watching someone else trial for my position, just sitting on the side, not playing, watching your own team play, I was like the last thing I wanted. Like I'd hate just to get removed and then just have to sit there and watch.
This was his dream to join the Liquid team, and being kicked out so quickly without showing his full potential, that was quite harsh.
I spoke with Eamon afterwards and I was like, let me stay, let me try call a bit more, let me have more of a voice. I knew what I still had left in me. All of a sudden, I kind of had this fire come out from within me that I never thought was even possible. It didn't even seem like it was part of like my personality trait to just have this kind of vengeance to like prove everyone wrong.
Grinning in his face, Soulcas! Oh, what a hero play! Gonna see the first they line up for him, Soulcas with a quick 2.
I think this was a good lesson in like, trust yourself.
My mindset was the only thing that was holding me back. I think the skill was always there. It's just the mental side is always the toughest. Like, you're always gonna be your biggest enemy.
Always gonna be negative people.
You have to learn to ignore it, work hard, and you will prove them wrong.
Soulcas! Oh, he's owning them right now. Soulcas is in a good spot. He's able to get 2 with the Vandal.
The way he thinks about Valorant and how intelligent of a player he is, coupled with his mechanical prowess, led him to be one of the best supports going through 2021 into 2022.
Huge kill, my God, Soulcas!
Never touch yourself, never touch yourself.
Coach playing styles, going in with the satchel.
Dominic, it's your dad. I just remember that day very well. I remember I took my husband to the hospital to do blood test because he was unwell for a few weeks. But he called me after maybe a few hours and he said, they're asking me to stay overnight
because they're suspecting I have a cancer.
And then my mum called me and then she was like, your dad has leukemia. Every moment that I put into bettering myself, becoming like a better person and human, it just felt like it all just like crashed. And I was just like, here I am again, like another shit thing has happened that my dad has cancer and I never even thought like I'd have to say that. Like even those words would come out of my mouth.
It was unbelievable. Is it really happening? Are you sure it is a cancer? And I've been told, yes, it is a cancer. And we have to stay in the hospital and we have to do chemotherapy. Because if we don't do it now, we may lose time, which you haven't got much. I've been told I have about 2 weeks. If I didn't come to the hospital 2 weeks later, I won't be there. Tomorrow is not guaranteed, but we just don't realize it, how possible it is that today everything is great. Tomorrow is darkness.
I felt like it was like the void was reopened in a way, and it was just now even bigger. And it just felt like I didn't deserve to be happy.
It's so devastating to see this happen to someone that you spend 12 hours a day, nearly every day for years with. You see the impact it has on them, and like you want nothing but the best for him.
Like I know I had to be strong for my family, and especially my mum and my brother. I just want them to like have as little worry as possible.
Try to support us as much as he could, as often as he could, in between the playing, practicing, but he was struggling a lot as well. These news set him back to square one.
It was definitely like the worst period of my life.
Thanks for sharing.
No, that's fine. I think it was probably needed to let it out.
You're never going to be a top playing professional if there's all this crazy stuff going on in your life. And the only way to get closer to being able to perform to the best when you have got this going on is hopefully being in the right environment with people that care about you.
Like my teammates were very supportive. We had like such a funny team, like we'd always make jokes and stuff. Like I think that's what helped me a lot, just to keep grounded and keep present. I knew I should still even be grateful, you know, that it's a very good chance that he will make it, you know. You still have a lovely girlfriend, you have a lovely family, you still have your dream job. Like just try and be in the present and just be grateful for what you have. And I think that's what kind of helped me.
First time I saw you watch was actually in CS, and I was at work. In my break time, everyone was staring at me because I was cheering on the screen.
In your break and stuff.
Yeah.
Between me and Mel, We're always just there for each other for whenever we need it. She was so like understanding of everything that was on my mind, whatever I'd say and vent. Like she was there, she would never ever judge.
For me, I'm so happy that he has someone like a really strong partner to help support and be his rock. I think it's really important.
You always kind of put things in perspective, or you just kind of make me, in a way, like shut up when I start rambling and stuff. I think it was like a long path upwards to kind of becoming myself again, and a big moment for me was when my parents could actually watch me for the first time. Was something that they've always wanted to do, and I also saw Mel on the side helping kind of show them where everything is.
You should have seen how excited they were just to watch you.
Literally when I was on the stage and I looked out in the crowd and I saw my mum, my dad, my brother, they were still just so happy, and I think like it's something that I'll literally like
cherish forever.
Literally cherish forever. And it was like something very sweet. Things are starting to look good again. My dad's health is good. Part of a new team now, like when franchising came, I think that was like a big step that we all wanted to be a part of, and I'm beyond grateful that I'm part of this new journey.
He's been there for us for 2+ years. Through hard times, good times, people don't really appreciate what he brings to the team because they're not there every day in practice. They're not there when things get hard, when we're prepping for a tournament and he's bringing ideas, he's bringing anti-strats. Yeah, sure, they see a scoreboard at the end of the game, but it's like 5% of what a player brings to a team.
This kind of negativity online is something that I don't really focus on anymore. There's more important things to kind of worry about, think about, and just be even grateful about, you know, just be grateful about your family and the support that they provide and give to you. That kind of shift in perspective of life helped me kind of crawl out of this void.
I hope you know how worthy you are of everything you've gone through and how much strength has come out of it. Because I feel like you've gone through so much, and I think you don't give yourself enough credit either. You really look after everyone around you. I've told you before, every time I talk about you, it makes me cry. Because I'm so overwhelmed by how much of a human being you are and how emotional you let yourself be. Love you.
Love you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you have to go through that.
No, it's okay. Thank you.
I'm okay. I don't like seeing you in pain, but I like seeing you get stronger.
Yeah, it's not been easy, but I know it's very cheesy, but literally, you've definitely made it all possible, so thank you.